Hi, I'm Saz Medcraft.
And I'm Emily Campbell.
And welcome to the Saints Lounge for 2013. So last weekend we attended the Saints Family Day at Frankston Beach. How did you find the Family Day, Emily?
Oh, it was fantastic, Sarah. It was really nice for a change to have it by the beach, which they've never done before, and I do believe it was a huge success. It was very hot. It was the hottest family day I've ever been to, but I mean, that's quite unusual for March. But no, it was a successful day overall, Sarah.
What did you enjoy the most about the Family Day?
Well, I enjoyed the fact that there were like the activities on the beach.
It was great seeing Armo topless.
Oh, absolutely. And it was nice that the players were handing out free frisbees and beach balls out to the supporters. Yeah, it was good how they had the autograph tent. At the start, there were players floating around where supporters had the opportunity to meet and greet with their favourite player. Yeah, the Guernsey presentation is always a success every year, and what I really liked about it is even past players got up on the stage. That was a really, that was a good
was
thing.
a nice touch.
It was a nice touch, and kind of feeling welcomed back at the club, as if the club still remember and still value the past or previous players, you could say.
That's another tick for Scotty Waters and his team since Ross Lane has left. Making everyone feel welcome.
Yeah.
What are some improvements that the club could make?
I think more variety of food, and also cheaper, not so costly. But I also think if it's going to be hot, if it's predicted to be a really hot day like it was this year, I think they need to have be prepared with the amount of water they have. They should have more water. And of course $2 at every drink stand. And also cold, of course. That's very important. I also think the DJ was good, but maybe not, pumping up music the whole time. Maybe just for an hour or so, and, that would be good. I think that the Family Day needs to be a bit longer. For example, after the Guernsey presentation, for the last hour of it, the players can mingle with their supporters and even family as well. And, that's the opportunity when people can get photos in the last hour they should have. And I do like the idea of the autograph stands. And I think in previous years, many years ago, there was a tent where they would rotate different players, have a group of about 5 or 6, and supporters would actually pay money to have a photo with a few of the boys, and it would be in a beautiful frame. It was like a memorabilia. I think that could be,
as long as it's cost effective and it costs less than $10, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And if it's again going to be warm, maybe the dunking machine.
Yeah,
that was a success. I remember with Milne and Bakes back in the days. That was, that was something that we all enjoyed watching, seeing them get dunked.
And what did you think of Michael Klim being there?
I think it's great that we have Saint celebrities come to our events. It really makes them feel welcome too. I think that in the future they should continue to have Saint celebrities.
Yeah, we've got a hell of a lot of Saint celebrities out there, and people just don't know about them. So maybe if we incorporate them into the Family Day, they might get more recognition.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you on that one. And like we said before, having them a bit longer, because it does go really quick, and in that amount of time, some supporters don't get, the opportunity to get an autograph, and some supporters live far out, and, the Family Day is the only event where they can make it. So I just think, and I strongly suggest that the club do a survey on the Family Day. They put it on the website and even send out in the mail to supporters.
Or by email.
Or email, anyway, and they could do a survey on the Family Day, and the questions they could ask is, if they've been before, if so, you know,
What do they like?
what do they like about
What
it?
don't they like?
What don't they like? You know, where would they like to have the family day? And just so the club has an idea of what the majority of people are, you know, expecting, the expectations is just, and how they can improve. And I really do believe that Michael Nettlefold and the staff at the club are really trying to, you know, do the best they can to please supporters, which is a really good thing.
Yeah, because my personal opinion is that people would prefer photographs with their favourite players rather than autographs these days.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
Facebook and Twitter and Instagram are so big in the social media
That's right.
that it's heading down that way.
Yeah, and yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, it was, I think, like, with the whole, you know, length of it, I've noticed that other clubs have it as a whole day, because it is a family day, and it is only once a year. Maybe the club can look at extending it as well.
So, Emily, what are your thoughts in the lead up onto round one?
Well, it's very exciting. I can't believe the time is, you know, nearly there. But I think, you know, are you asking in regards to the younger players who I think are going to be selected? Well, obviously Armo, he's a star. I think Trent Dennis-Lane, or TDL, he is fantastic. I've seen him play in the NAB Cup and he really fights for the ball, so I think they'll be giving him a go. You know, Jack Nunes
and the older players, has Hickey done enough to edge out Kaczynski for the first round?
Well, you know, you never know. I mean, he might be able to surprise us, but I mean, no, he should be really good, and we can't wait, you know, to see Dell and Lenny and, you know, Milne with his magic coming back. I just really cannot wait for that. So I'm looking forward to it. But I'd also like to quickly, in regard back to the family day, I think that it was great, again, how supporters under the age of 15, they were Rui's recruits, got to present a player with their Guernsey and shake hands with them, and also with the coach. But I do think people who are not in the Rui's recruits should be able to, and they should have on the website, again, for kids under 15 to register if they'd like to be a part of the Guernsey presentation.
Yeah, I remember years and years ago, I gave a jumper to someone who quickly became one of my favourite players, Andrew McWalter, and it was purely because I gave him that jumper.
Yeah, I think what they did was at the family day, you entered a raffle competition, and that's how you got to present a player with their Guernsey. And even that could be, excuse me, excuse me, you know, an idea for the future as well.
So, Emily, if you haven't signed up yet, what do you have to do?
1300 Go Saints.
Or
www.saints.com.au.
I'm Saz Medcraft.
And I'm Emily Campbell.
And you've been watching the Saints Lounge. Join us in 2 weeks' time for the round one review.